Hey guys, it's Jack here today, and today I'm going to be doing a video I've been thinking about quite a bit recently since I've been working on my mental well-being. I want to talk about how people fear strength in people, and that's why sometimes people bully others. I mean, I was bullied really badly growing up, really badly, for reasons I don't really want to go into. But yeah, I was really badly bullied, and years later it still fucked me up. But sometimes you've got to ask this question: why do people bully? I mean, anyone can be a bully, right? You can bully someone about wearing a red top, having the wrong car, liking something you don't like. People bully people over just about every reason you can think of. But answer this question: why do people bully? And this is what I've been thinking. Well, this is the question I've been asking, should I say. Why do people actually bully? What's the mentality behind it? And why people actually do it in the first place? And I kind of thought it was a personal attack at me. But then I've been typing into Google different perceptions. And it turns out they feared me. They feared that mentally I'm a very strong person. I'm very intelligent in a lot of ways. I've been through a lot, so I know my stuff. And that people fear that. When people see, even if I'm having a bad mental health day, I think people can still see that I've got that inner strength. By the way, I'm live from Gillingham in South Norfolk, not far from where I live. But what I've noticed is people fear that strength in a person, and the more I've been thinking about it, the more it makes sense, because I used to walk into college. This was when I was, badly bullied. One of the places I walk in there, all guns blazing, nice and strong, cheerful, popular with quite a lot of girls as well. Even into my young adult life, I was very popular with the women. I don't know why. I mean, not so much nowadays, but maybe that's partly because I don't put myself out there as much. But these people slowly knocked me down in a lot of ways, and maybe that's why I don't go out as much and look for women, because these people slowly knocked me down. They saw that I was popular and I was well liked, and they couldn't handle that because they in themselves feared the very thing I was, strong-minded. And if you're not careful, these people will knock you down mentally, because in a way they've done it to me, but I'm kind of having to build myself up. So yeah, they've knocked me down in a lot of ways mentally. That passion that I had, and I've still got the passion, I know I've got it, but it's not bleeding as it was. And looking back, that was never a bad thing. People feared that in me. And that's why people bullied me. And, I don't go out my way to intimidate people, but being a strong person comes off intimidating. And that's just a fact. You can say, oh, it's coming off as a bully, it's coming off as... No, it isn't. If you're a strong person, but you don't go out your way to, pick on others, but you are a strong person in yourself, and people hate you for it, or people bully you for it, well, that's a reflection of themselves, not you. And that's what I've had to tell myself. I've drunk myself under the table because I thought there was something wrong with me, because people would constantly pick on me back and forth because I was popular, or because people got attached to me for some reason. I don't know. I don't go out my way for people to like me. I'm not one of those, oh, pick me kind of people. I be myself, and if people latch on, they latch on. If they don't, they don't. And back in college, people tended to latch onto me, girls and that, and even into young adulthood, where I was 18, 19, I was very popular amongst the females, and people didn't like that. But why should I sit at home wondering, why do people not like me? What's wrong with me? Why should I waste that time that I could be on meeting new people and, all that cool stuff, worrying why people don't like me, and just... But it's hard, because these people have knocked me down. and I'm having to build myself up again. Like, I'm nearly 24 now, so, you know, I can't go back in time. What's happened's happened, what's done's done. But if you're younger and you're watching this video, do not let people drag you down, because they will. They will drag you down. People, like, say hypothetically you're in college, you're between the ages of 16 and 18, which was when a lot of my severest bullying happened. And you're strong, but people don't like you for it. And you're wondering, why do people fear me? Why do people not like me? You feel the constant need to change, which I felt, but I never did. But because I didn't change, people didn't like me for it. Don't change. That's what they want you to do. Don't give it to them. I'm having to build myself back up because I changed. Because I sold out who I was as a person, inside and out. I'm not like other people. You know, I'm a passionate rock and metal fan. That's who I am. You know, I'm spiritual. I'm very much into spirits, you know, into ideologies of the afterlife, of what became for. I've got a lot of what you'd consider nerdy interests. But why should I stop loving the things I love and things I truly love? I mean, these are things I know quite a lot about. Obviously, you could say with, you know, spirits and all of that, you make your own perception. Yeah, you do, and I've made my own perception. I know quite a lot about that sort of topic. I've got quite a lot of niche interests. That's who I am. Like, and people try and rip it out of you, and I felt myself not disengaged on my interest, but like not bothered as much, because people were telling me, oh, you should be more like us. And I'm not saying I was easy swayed, because it's something that's happened gradually, but I've noticed it's happened, and people have got to me like, you should be more like us. You're a nerd, you're a this, you're a that. And gradually over time, they knock you down. So if you're someone between the ages of 16, 18, you know, even 19, because it was still going on with me up to a point then, and you're wondering why people are picking on you for being truly you, down to the very core of your soul, who you are as a person, don't give it to them, because they will rip all of that life out of you, that passion that you once had. And I haven't not got it. Obviously, it's still in there. Obviously, it's who I am. You can't change it. And that's another thing. You can't change who you are down to the very core. And that's what people like that are trying to do. They're trying to make you more trendy and boring and, like everybody else, just accepts everything and just plods along, when the thing they very feared was your individuality. That's what makes you you. Why would you sell that out for anyone? And I can't change who I am. I tried doing it, well, maybe up to a point, you know, it was a gradual thing. You know, I tried never giving up who I was, and I'm still not giving up who I was, because deep down I know who I am, and they can't rip it out of me. This is who I am. This is who I am. I'm quite the introvert, I've learned as well. Like, I thought I was outgoing, but I guess social pressures made me believe I was that. I mean, in some ways I am. You know, I don't just like sitting around all the time. I'm obviously out right now, but I've learned that I actually love nature. I love coming out to quiet places and reflecting, and I love animals. I've learned that my dream job is to work with animals. I want my own dog one day. Obviously, I want to start my own family. That's something that I've always got picked on for. Oh, you just want to settle down, whereas most of the people back in college and throughout young adulthood, all they wanted to do was just shag anything that moves. And quite frankly, I think it's disgusting. And I've always thought that people like that can just do that. I'm a commitment guy down to my soul. You know, I want to meet the right girl for me. and I could never be like these so-called whatever. I'm not here to ridicule other people because that's what they did to me, but that's just not my style, to just use people. I mean, it's not just with men using women and vice versa. Stuff like that happens all the time. It's not just with that. It's people using people for other things. I could never be one of those people that just use people and then be like, yeah, and you meet a lot of these people in that age when you're 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that's when you probably take it most personally. You think, what am I doing wrong? And then now, obviously, I'm 23, nearly 24, and I realised I was doing nothing wrong. People feared that uniqueness that I had. Get back that uniqueness. It's still in there. I know it's still in there inside me. That uniqueness that I had is still in there, and people feared it. Or get it back. Because that's who you are. You know who you are. Find who you are as a person. I'm talking to, people a few years younger than me, the age I was when all of this happened. Find who you are. And if people don't like you for it, keep embracing who you are. More and more every day. If you have a niche interest and people fear you for it, keep on loving that thing. Love it even more. Find new things inside it. Another thing as well, I love music. I love media. I love films. But what I've come to realise is there's more to life than just music and media, films, etc. I've started getting into books. I've started getting into animals. I've started getting into, wondering about the afterlife. Wondering about what came before. It's the little things in life sometimes as well. And if you have a niche interest like that, people fear it, but whatever. Embrace what you love. And if people fear you for it, then just tell them where the door is. Because they don't like it when you bite back. That's what I did. I bit back and I slowly felt them winning and ripping who I was out of me. Keep that part of you. People fear that. People fear individuality. A lot of people. There's a lot of, very individualistic people out there as well that you will attract, obviously, along the way. Attract those people. You don't need some trendy fools who just go with the flow all the time. Maybe that's how you are as a person. Maybe that's what you enjoy. I'm just talking from my own personal point of view. I can't keep up with it. It's not who I am, hanging about with these people. I'm very peaceful. I love nature. I love music. I love family. I love going different places. I love traveling. I've got a lot of interests that most people would think, why do you like that? Because I do. I don't like just sitting around on park corners doing what everybody else does and, hanging around on scooters and showing off how fast you can go. No, I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. I found who I am, and I think moving towns helped me do that as well. I've moved to a town in Suffolk, away from where I'm from in Norfolk, in East Anglia, and the move did me the world of good because I found who I was again. And this time, because I spent time away from people, I embraced it. I'm still embracing it. I've still got that paranoid side of me because people picked on me for so long. Well, I'm going to re-embrace it. I'm going to re-embrace who I am and embrace it 10 times harder because why not? If you know who you are as a person down to your very soul and you keep wanting to learn about you as a person, you become your own best friend, so to speak. I think bullying as well, up to a point, makes you become more self-aware and makes you become your own. I don't condone bullying on anyone, but if people bully you, that's a reflection on them. And I didn't realise that when I was younger. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm really proud of this video because it sums up my young adult life of how people treat me and who it's made me as a person. It's made me a lot stronger. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as people say. Blah, blah, blah. Can't stand the song, by the way, so don't start singing it. But yeah, it's true. You know, if people fear you for being you, let them. Because you know who you are. And if you want to keep embracing that feeling, that inner peace, that inner self-love, then do it. Anyway, I've been Jack. Keep embracing who you are. And fuck the haters. Fuck the people that don't respect you. That's another thing when I was younger. Even up to earlier this year. I let people walk all over me. And people will if you're not careful. Don't let them. Because the minute you start doing that, they don't want to know you anymore. And that's what I've come to learn. Everyone back home's asking, where's Jack? He's not in your fucking business. He's none of your fucking business anymore. He is not the mug you knew 5 years ago, even 3 or 4 years ago. And he won't ever be that mug again. Thank you all for watching. I've been Jack. Till next time.